Welcome back to another video, folks. Here I've got a completed platoon of Lease to be used for my mid-war Soviets. Still building up towards all that Kursk campaign I want to do. Now these guys have been painted using Vallejo. They were airbrushed with a shade colour, then a base colour, and then a highlight colour. And then I used a brush and some blending to knock back the shades where required, knock back the highlight where required. And then instead of washing them, I just painted in the shade. Painted it directly in. You can see it, for instance, around the turret, the base of the turret, around hatches, mantlets and such like. So I just carefully painted it in, and then touched up the base coat where required around these features, and then put the highlights on. So there is no washes on these other than the pigments that you can see. So you've got a modulated effect that's been tightened up by the brush, because there's so many small panels on this to effectively modulate it by airbrush alone was beyond my abilities anyway. And in avoiding washes, I've managed to keep them bright and keep them close to the base colours that I wanted to use. You know, the washes will always darken things down. Also meant that because I wasn't pin washing, there was no need for a coat of gloss varnish. These have only had matte varnish. Gloss varnish really affects the finish. Matte varnish does to an extent as well, but gloss varnish will really darken things down. You can hopefully see the degree of modulation on the turrets there. It's just 3 steps, so it's not anything extreme, but it's perfect for the scale. You can maybe see it on the storage bins as well. The light's washing things out a bit here, making them look a lot brighter than they actually are. That's the commander with his rather optimistic flags. Vallejo was the paints that I used, and then you can see the pigments have been applied by a wash. Dark pigment on the tracks with a little bit of light pigment on the bogies, and then light pigment around the features. And one thing I would say is, having done this, that I would leave more shade colour around the features where I was going to apply the pigments, because it's actually covered up quite a lot of it. You can see in these 2 examples, the one on the right, as we're looking at it, that doesn't have much of a shade in the bottom of the front panel, whereas this one does. And that'll just help, you know, maintain the modulation look. But generally speaking, for a first go using this technique, of not using any washes, I'm quite happy with how it turned out, and it's something that I'm going to develop and probably use as a priority for all of my monotone vehicles. So, worth giving it a go yourself, guys. You don't always have to pin wash, you don't always have to wash. You can still get a nice bit of depth, and importantly keep a nice bright finish by just painting in the shade and the highlight as you need it. There you go, folks, hopefully back with something else soon.